The Threshold Accord. Two warships sat docked at opposite ends of Meridian Station, close enough to see each other through the viewports, close enough that either crew could have opened fire and ended the truce in the time it took to draw a breath. Neither did. That, station security would later admit, was the only thing that had gone right so far. The Zhaerix cruiser Ember's Oath carried the pride of a warrior culture that had never once, in its recorded history, backed away from a fight it believed it could win. The Drassik carrier Steadfast Line carried something colder and just as dangerous, a soldier-caste discipline that had never once needed pride to keep fighting, only orders. Both fleets had been burning fuel and patience in a contested border system for 6 months, and both had finally run out of a third option, until the Concordance, for once moving faster than its own bureaucracy usually allowed, offered them a place to talk instead of a reason to keep shooting. Meridian Station belonged to no one. That was supposed to be the point. Commander Zhaerix arrived first, wings folded tight against a warrior's disciplined posture, crimson and gold scales catching the station's amber light like banked embers. "We did not come here to be lectured," he told the waiting envoy, before anyone had lectured him about anything. "We came because our honor permits negotiation before defeat. It does not permit humiliation." The Drassik delegation arrived 20 minutes later, exactly on schedule, exactly as their orders specified. Copper-red exoskeletons catching the light in disciplined formation, not a wasted motion between them. Their commander, a soldier-caste officer named only by rank designation, said less than the Zhaerix had, and meant every word of it. "We do not fight for pride," the Drassik commander said. "We fight because the alternative was decided for us 3 centuries ago, and no one has yet given us a better alternative to follow instead." Ava Reyes met them both in the station's central chamber, wearing nothing that could be mistaken for a uniform. A composed, deliberately understated formal gown, dark and precise, a single small amber pin at the collar, the only ornament she allowed herself. She had not come as a soldier, and she made certain both delegations understood, in the first 30 seconds, that she had not come to threaten them either. "I'm not here to tell you who's right," she said. "I've read both files. I don't think either of you needs me to settle that argument. I think you both already know exactly how this ends if you don't." For 6 hours, the talks nearly collapsed 4 times. Once, when the Zhaerix commander called the Drassik's discipline cowardice dressed as duty. Once, when the Drassik commander called the Zhaerix's honor pride, dressed as an excuse for the dead they'd already spent. Ava let both accusations sit in the room exactly as long as they needed to, and then, each time, asked the same quiet question. "And if Earth's fleet has to come finish what you two can't stop starting, whose honor survives that? Whose orders justified it?" Neither commander had an answer for that. She had not expected one. She had only needed them to notice, together, that there wasn't one. It was the Drassik commander who spoke first, near the end, in a voice that had clearly cost something to use. "I did not choose this war. I have never once been asked whether I would choose it, in 3 centuries of following the order that started it." Commander Zhaerix was silent for a long moment. The kind of silence Ava had learned to recognize across 2 very different kinds of warriors now. That meant something real was actually being weighed, not performed. "Neither did I," he finally said. "I chose only not to be the one who ended it in retreat. I had not considered that ending it in agreement might cost less of what I actually value." The Threshold Accord was signed 6 hours after it nearly wasn't, in a station that belonged to no one, by 2 commanders who had arrived prepared to die for opposite reasons and left having found, however briefly, the same one. Ava watched both ships undock and turn away from each other without turning their weapons on anything at all, and allowed herself, for exactly as long as it took the 2 warships to clear the station's shadow, to simply be tired. Then she turned back toward the work still waiting, because peace, she had learned once on a very different kind of battlefield, was never a single signature, only the first one. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button, subscribe to the channel to help it grow, and leave a comment.